The arena exploded into absolute chaos as CM Punk's music hit and the Chicago native stormed down the ramp with one target in his sights. Logan Paul stood in the ring with that trademark smirk plastered across his face, but it wouldn't last long because what happened next sent shockwaves through the entire WWE universe. Before you miss any more jaw-dropping moments like this, make sure you hit that subscribe button right now because you never know when the next explosive confrontation will go down. Raw opened with Logan Paul holding court in the center of the ring and he was running his mouth like only he can. The social media superstar turned wrestler was bragging about his accomplishments and throwing shade at everyone who ever doubted him. He called himself the biggest star in WWE history and claimed nobody on the roster could touch his level of fame or athleticism. The crowd was booing relentlessly, but Logan just soaked it all in, feeding off the negative energy like fuel to his fire. He went on about how he conquered every challenge put in front of him and how these traditional wrestlers were yesterday's news in a world where he represents the future. Logan declared himself untouchable and said there wasn't a single person in the back with the guts to step up and face him. That's when the familiar static hit and the arena lost its collective mind. CM Punk's theme song blasted through the speakers and the place became unglued. The crowd erupted into deafening cheers as Punk appeared at the top of the ramp with a microphone in hand and fire in his eyes. He wasn't smiling and he wasn't playing to the crowd this time. Punk marched toward the ring with purpose and intensity radiating from every step he took. Logan's cocky expression shifted slightly as he realized who was coming for him, but he tried to maintain his composure and act unfazed by the interruption. Punk slid into the ring and immediately got in Logan's face. The tension was electric as these two stood nose to nose with neither man backing down an inch. Punk grabbed the microphone and told Logan that his time running his mouth unchecked was over. He said Logan might have millions of followers and subscribers, but in that ring none of that matters. Punk called Logan out for being a tourist in their world and said while Logan treats wrestling like a side hustle, this is Punk's life. He told Logan that respect isn't bought with social media clout and it definitely isn't earned by running your mouth when there's nobody around to shut it. Logan fired back saying Punk was just another bitter veteran who couldn't handle the fact that a new generation was taking over. He said Punk walked away from WWE years ago and now he's jealous that someone like Logan came in and became a bigger star in a fraction of the time. Logan mocked Punk's infamous pipe bomb promo and said that was ancient history and nobody cares about what Punk did a decade ago. He told Punk to step aside and let the real stars shine because the spotlight doesn't belong to his beans who couldn't cut it at the top level. That was the final straw. Punk dropped the microphone and shoved Logan hard in the chest, sending him stumbling backward. Logan regained his balance and charged forward, swinging wildly, but Punk was ready. He ducked under Logan's punch and caught him with a stiff shot to the jaw that snapped his head back. The crowd roared as Punk unleashed a flurry of strikes that had Logan reeling. Punk wasn't holding back and every punch carried bad intentions behind it. Logan tried to cover up and retreat, but Punk stayed on him like a predator who smelled blood. Logan managed to create some separation and rolled out of the ring to catch his breath, but Punk wasn't about to let him escape. Punk followed him to the outside and the fight continued on the floor. He grabbed Logan by the back of his head and slammed him face first into the announce table. The commentators scattered as Punk bounced Logan's head off the table a second and third time. Logan crumpled to the ground holding his face, but Punk yanked him back to his feet and threw him into the steel ring post. The sickening thud echoed throughout the arena as Logan's shoulder collided with unforgiving metal. Security and officials rushed down the ramp trying to restore order, but Punk was in full destroyer mode. He tossed aside anyone who tried to get between him and Logan. Punk grabbed a steel chair from ringside and the officials immediately tried to talk him down. For a moment it looked like Punk might listen to reason, but then Logan started talking trash again from his position on the ground. That sealed his fate. Punk raised the chair high above his head and brought it crashing down across Logan's back. The sound of steel meeting flesh rang out and Logan arched his back in agony. The officials finally managed to pull Punk away, but the damage was done. Medical personnel attended to Logan, who was writhing on the floor clutching his back and shoulder. Punk paced back and forth at the top of the ramp staring down at the destruction he caused with zero remorse on his face. He grabbed a microphone from a nearby crew member and told Logan that this was just a taste of what's coming. Punk said if Logan wanted to talk like a tough guy then he better be ready to back it up because the next time they meet it's going to be even worse. Backstage interviews immediately started flying as everyone wanted to know what sparked this level of aggression from CM Punk. Punk was shown in the back still heated and breathing heavy. He told reporters that he's tired of people like Logan Paul disrespecting the business that he and so many others have given their lives to. Punk said Logan thinks this is all a game and a way to boost his brand, but wrestling is sacred to those who truly love it. He made it clear that as long as he's around nobody is going to disrespect this industry without consequences. Logan Paul was shown being helped to the trainer's room and he was selling the attack big time. He was grimacing and holding his back while medics examined him. When asked for a comment, Logan said Punk just made the biggest mistake of his life. He claimed Punk assaulted him without provocation and that he's going to make sure there are serious consequences. Logan threatened legal action and said Punk would pay for what he did. He also promised that when he gets his hands on Punk in a sanctioned match he's going to embarrass him in front of the world. the WWE universe on social media went absolutely insane. Fans were debating whether Punk went too far or if Logan deserved every bit of what he got. Some people praised Punk for standing up for the wrestling business and putting Logan in his place. Others argued that Punk crossed the line by using a weapon and attacking Logan outside of a match. Either way, everyone was talking about it, and the segment instantly became one of the most discussed moments in recent Raw history. As the show continued, there were backstage segments showing other wrestlers reacting to what happened. Some veterans nodded in approval, saying Logan had it coming. Younger talent seemed divided, with some thinking Punk was out of line while others respected him for not tolerating disrespect. The locker room was buzzing with opinions, and everyone knew this situation was far from over. Later in the night, Raw general manager Adam Pearce held an emergency meeting with both Punk and Logan separately. He was shown in his office looking stressed as he tried to figure out how to handle the volatile situation. Pearce met with Punk first and told him that while he understands Punk's frustration, he can't have talent attacking each other without consequences. Punk didn't apologize and said he'd do it again if he had to. Pearce warned Punk that if he puts his hands on Logan again outside of a sanctioned match, there will be serious repercussions, including potential suspension. When Pearce met with Logan, the social media star was still selling his injuries but also demanding justice. Logan insisted that Punk should be suspended immediately and possibly even fired for the assault. Pearce tried to calm Logan down and proposed a solution that would satisfy both parties. He suggested putting them in a match where they could settle their differences legally. Logan seemed hesitant at first, claiming he was too injured to compete anytime soon, but Pearce saw through the act. He told Logan that if he's too hurt to face Punk, then maybe he should stop talking so much trash. That challenge to his manhood was all it took. Logan's demeanor shifted and he accepted the match proposal. Pearce announced that at the next Premium Live event, CM Punk and Logan Paul would face each other one-on-one. The stipulations were still being discussed, but it was confirmed that these two would finally get to settle their issues in the ring. The announcement sent the WWE Universe into a frenzy as fans immediately began speculating about what would happen when these two collide in an official capacity. Social media platforms exploded with predictions and hot takes. Some fans believed Punk would destroy Logan in a matter of minutes, while others thought Logan's athleticism and unconventional style might give him a chance. Wrestling analysts broke down the matchup from every angle, discussing their contrasting styles and what each man would need to do to win. The consensus was that this match had serious money written all over it because the genuine animosity between them was undeniable. Throughout the rest of Raw, both men were kept separated, but that didn't stop the tension from building. Punk was shown watching Logan's earlier promo on a monitor backstage, and his jaw was clenched tight. You could see the rage still simmering beneath the surface. Logan, meanwhile, was getting treatment in the medical area, but he kept running his mouth to anyone who would listen. He claimed Punk was scared of him, and that's why he attacked him from behind. That narrative was completely false, since Punk confronted him face to face, but Logan was never one to let facts get in the way of his story. The final segment of the night featured both men cutting promos from separate locations. Punk spoke from the interview area and delivered a scathing verbal assault on Logan. He said Logan represents everything wrong with modern celebrity culture, where people think fame equals talent. Punk told Logan that when they step into the ring together, all the followers and likes won't save him from getting his ass kicked. He promised to teach Logan a lesson about respect and what it means to be a real wrestler. Punk's intensity was off the charts, and it was clear he meant every single word. Logan responded via satellite from his hotel room, still playing up his injuries. He was wearing a neck brace and had ice packs visible in the background. Logan called Punk a dinosaur clinging to relevance and said the only reason Punk attacked him was because he knows he can't beat him in a fair fight. Logan claimed he's already beaten legends and former world champions, so adding Punk to that list would be easy work. He said Punk's best days are behind him while Logan is just getting started. Logan ended his promo by saying he's going to expose Punk as overrated and send him back into retirement where he belongs. The show went off the air with split screen shots of both men staring into the camera. The intensity and hatred between them was radiating through the screen. Fans were left salivating for their eventual match because the build-up was already delivering must-see television. This wasn't a scripted rivalry that felt forced or fake. The genuine disdain these two had for each other was evident, and that's what made it so compelling. In the days following Raw, the story continued to develop across all WWE platforms. Both Punk and Logan posted on social media, keeping the feud alive and personal. Punk shared training videos showing him preparing for war and looking absolutely shredded. Logan posted content showing him recovering from the attack while also continuing to talk trash. The back-and-forth engagement kept fans invested, and the anticipation for their match grew with each passing day. WWE capitalized on the momentum by releasing exclusive content and behind-the-scenes footage. They showed additional angles of the attack that weren't visible during the live broadcast. The alternate camera angles revealed just how brutal Punk's assault was and how much punishment Logan absorbed. They also released interview packages where both men discussed their history and what this match means to them personally. Punk talked about his love for wrestling and his need to protect its integrity. Logan spoke about proving doubters wrong and cementing his legacy as more than just a celebrity wrestler. The wrestling world couldn't stop talking about what was shaping up to be one of the most anticipated matches of the year. Industry insiders praised WWE for creating genuine buzz and controversy that had mainstream appeal. This was the kind of angle that could draw casual viewers and non-wrestling fans because of Logan's massive following. At the same time, hardcore wrestling fans were invested because CM Punk represented their voice and their values. It was the perfect storm of old school versus new school and traditional wrestling versus modern celebrity culture. As the weeks progressed toward their match, the intensity only increased. Contract signings and face-to-face confrontations were scheduled to keep the momentum building. Neither man was backing down and both seemed willing to do whatever it took to prove they were right. The WWE Universe remained divided in their support, but everyone agreed on one thing. When CM Punk and Logan Paul finally stepped into that ring together, it was going to be an absolute war. The foundation had been laid for an epic showdown, and the violence Punk unleashed on Raw was just the beginning of what promised to be a brutal and unforgettable rivalry. If you made it this far, you're clearly a true fan of the action and drama that makes WWE unmissable television, so do yourself a favor and hit that subscribe button, because we'll be covering every single explosive moment as this rivalry continues to unfold, and trust me, you won't want to miss a second of what happens next when these two finally collide.